What is AutoCAD viewport? There are two types of viewport, like model viewport and layout viewport. What is AutoCAD viewport? Prior in 1990, an AutoCAD viewport was simply a partition of a display graphic area. It did not show what was contained in the model space, but following the launch of Release 11, viewport took on a new meaning. So currently an AutoCAD viewport displays different shaded views or sections of 2D drawings or 3D model. This feature is specifically designed to help you reduce the time you would ordinarily need to pan or zoom in on a single view, especially when working with complex or large drawings. This is because you can set multiple zoomed in views of different parts of the drawings or model, which you can then switch between easily and quickly, with the main view remaining unchanged. This way, AutoCAD viewport enables you to easily identify errors you would have otherwise missed if you were looking at the entire drawing. Benefits of AutoCAD viewport: as you may have already established from the section above, the AutoCAD viewport feature offers numerous benefits. This include it eliminates need to pan or zoom into particular section every time you want to access the minute details, thereby saving time. AutoCAD viewport makes it easy to spot errors you would have otherwise missed. The feature eliminates the need to draw the various orthogonal projections of 3D objects for each of the 6 main viewing angles. Types of AutoCAD viewport: there are two types of AutoCAD viewport: model space viewport and layout viewport. Model space viewport. Before defining what a model space viewport is, let's first discuss what a model space is. When you first launch AutoCAD and subsequently hit new drawing, the software opens a drawing area containing grid lines, which is located in the model tab. This drawing area is limitless in that it covers somewhat of an infinite area and can be zoomed in or out endlessly. It is this drawing area that is known as model space. The model space let us draw a 2D drawing or 3D model you desire. But first you must define the unit you want to use, whether multimeters, centimeters, inches or feet. Here one drawing unit represent 1 millimeter, 1 centimeter, 1 inch and so on. Simply put, the scale is always 1:1. We define by default the model space usually have a single drawing area known as model space viewport. This viewport generally enables you to view your drawing. Depending on the complexity of a drawing, however, you can split the drawing area into more than one drawing area using one of the two procedures detailed below. When dealing with multiple model space viewport, AutoCAD highlights the one on which you are working. The current viewport using a blue border. Do not note that some commands like zooming and panning only apply to the current viewport. However, if you add a geometric objects or dimension, this change will apply to all viewport. This means you can begin a command in one viewport and complete it in another. How to create a model space viewport in AutoCAD? There are two methods you can deploy to create a model space viewport. This includes using viewports command, using viewports command, using viewport control button, which is denoted by a minus sign encast in a box bracket on the top left section of the model. To create a model space viewport using a viewport command, simply follow the procedure below. On the command line, type viewport and hit viewports and hit enter. Select the number and configuration of viewports you want to add on the viewport pop-up window. Here you can add up to 4 viewports with the option to decide the location of the viewport relative to each other. Click OK to create a model space viewport using a viewport control button. Follow this step. Click the viewport control button. Select the viewport configuration list option on the resultant drop down menu. Choose the configuration you want to choose from the list displayed. The model space will automatically refresh to include the new configuration. Layout viewports. The layout viewport is to appear space what model space viewport is to model space. This means a layout viewport can easily be accessed when you are on the paper scale in the layout tab. The layout viewport allows you to scale the model space view based on the paper space. Unlike the model space, which is limitless and enables you to draw using the 1:1 scale, the paper scale is limited based on the paper size you select in the page setup manager. The paper space allows you to include the title block and notes. Additionally, it lets you specify the extent of the layout viewport, and based on the available area, you can include multiple layout viewports within the area shown in green in the image. The viewport can be fashioned from regular spaces such as rectangular or irregular spaces. You can also create a layout viewport from an existing object and detail in the procedure below. By creating multiple layout viewport in the paper space, you can include as many views of 2D drawings or 3D model as possible. Do note however that because the paper space is meant to aid in plotting or printing, you should define the scale of each view. Always keep in mind that the scale in the layout viewport is based on the paper size and level of the magnification. How to create a layout viewport in AutoCAD? There are two approaches you can use to create a layout viewport, namely using viewports command using creation tools on the layout contextual tab. To create a layout viewport using viewport command, follow the procedure below. Click on the layout tab on the command line, type viewports and hit enter. This opens the viewports pop-up window, which shows that the paper space supports fewer viewports than the model space. Select the number and configuration of viewports you desire and click OK. Specify the extent of the paper space. AutoCAD lets you do this by clicking the first corner and dragging the mouse to the opposite corner. Upon specifying the extent, AutoCAD automatically separates the area based on the number of viewports selected. To create a layout viewport using the viewport command, follow the procedure below. Click on the layout tab on the command line, type viewports and hit enter. This opens the viewport pop-up window, which shows the paper space support fewer viewports than the model space. Select the number and configuration of viewports you desire and click OK. 4. Specify the extent of the paper space. AutoCAD lets you do this by clicking the first corner and dragging the mouse to the opposite corner. Upon specifying the extent, AutoCAD automatically separates the area based on the number of viewports selected. To create a layout viewport using the tools on the layout contextual tab, follow this procedure. Click on the layout tab to move from the model space to paper space. Alternatively, you can create a new layout by clicking the plus button to the left of the status bar. This second approach enables you to choose the paper size as well as define the plot area, given that you can access the page setup manager. Toggling the layout tab on creates a new contextual tab atop the software interface. Tap the layout ribbon tab on the ribbon bar. This tab contains several ribbons including layout, viewport, create view, modify view, update and style and standard. Now we will see in AutoCAD. So if this is the name of the drawing, over here is a minus sign is there. This is called a viewport control. This is there are different types of viewport in the model. We can use 3 above. So these are the viewport in AutoCAD model. This is how a screen can be divided into different screens. Now viewport single. Now we will see in layout. In layout also we can use, go to a layout, we can this is the sketch in layout. We can use rectangular or polygon or an object. use rectangular. So this object can be selected. We can drag it using this. This is how object can be dragged. We can use there are different types of viewport. Now controls here. So this is different types of viewport. So if I take 3 above, this is how viewport get changes. We can choose change current, or we can use different views like isometric, front view, top view, like that. I can use shaded, or I can use shaded with edges, or wireframe, visual style, and OK. So first pick a point and drag it. This is how viewport gets changes to 3 viewport. Thank you.